Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel Urmish Idea World, and today I'm going to show you how you can view only some of the rows in Python. So here I will explain how you can use a head, tail or a sample functions in reading your data set. As you can see, I have imported the important libraries, which is helping me to read the CSV file out here, which is based on the climate data. So I have imported pandas as PD and imported OS, which is just to get and change the directory of my working directory. So this is how I have use df to read that data file, and this df is the representation of the data frame. I have named them as df. So once I use just df and run this cell, I get this whole data, what exactly the data is, and it says that there are 3902 rows and 23 columns in this whole data set. But you can see these are a lot of dots and all. So what exactly it is showing me? The top five and the last five records. So this same thing, or you can say this, when you want just few of the records to display on, we can use some specific these functions. So I will show you what exactly the difference here. If you use the data frame, which is df dot head, by default, this data frame using this head function, it will return five of the top five records. So if you want to display the first five records, then you simply have to write df.head. But if you want something like so this is, you can see the 0 to 4, which is says total 5 records has been displayed, only the first five. So if I write df dot head and say n is equal to 10, n is I want 10 rows instead of just 5, or default as in 5, I want 10 rows. Then just run this cell df dot head and in within parenthesis give it 10 or n is equal to 10. Then you can see that 0 to 9. So 10 rows and 23 columns has been displayed here. So this is how you can use the head function. Now, what about if you use df.tail? Then df.tail, as in this, I've already told you that when you run this df, then it's written the last five of records. So this tail is for to get you the last five default records, last five records in your data file. So let's run this cell. You can see the last five. The total was 3902 rows, which is the last one is 3901 because here the count starts from 0 itself. So the last five are these. So this is how you can use the tail. Similarly, if I give it df dot, I want to get the last 20 of them, 20 of records, then I'm simply going to give df.tail. You can also write n is equal to 20, or otherwise you can directly give in parenthesis 20. It will consider as you are want 20 records of this. So yeah, this is how this 20 records. It says 20 rows across 23 column, which says 20 rows has been here in the display when you use this function tail. Now, if you want anything in a randomly, if you want something as in random, then you should use df.sample. If you use df.sample, then it will give you by default one sample, but it is one record. One sample as in one record. So by default, it will only give you one, but it is like randomly. If you again run this cell, it will give you some new row. It is nothing that as similar. Next time if you use, it will give you 361. So it is like that 361th row you are getting here. So this is a randomly if you want to get any records to display on random record. So by default is just one. If I say this df dot sample as in n is equal to, so once you use this, so you'll get a random three records here. There is no sequence. There is nothing as in sequence. But what when we see a tail, or you use they are in sequence from the bottom or from the top end. If you use the head, then it gives you the topmost, top 10, as we have used the head one. So this is what the difference when we say df dot sample, df dot tail, or df dot head. But there is one more thing. Let's say I want the half of the record, or let's say only the 10% of the records you want to display here. The 10% of is like, you can also give a fraction of this here. So df dot sample, and here just write frac as equal to 0.10, which says that the 10% of your records you want to display out of this, out of these total 3902 records. Out of this 3902 records, you want the 10% of this. So I will simply write df dot sample, and this will get me the 10% of records. So let's run this, and here I'm getting 390 records. Why it is dot dot? Because it's a large number of data you are asking, that's why. But it says 390 records, so that considered as a 10% of 3902 records. So this is how you can use a sample, head, and the tail whenever you want to view the rows in a random fashion, or maybe in a sequence, whether from the first 10 or the last 10. If you really like this video, then do like, share, and subscribe to my channel. For more such video, please hit on the bell icon. Thank you for watching.